Ladies and gentlemen, oh my god, I'm back. I'm finally back. Welcome to the GBYWN Australia Podcast. Lordy Lord, I'm back finally. After several months hiatus away from doing these podcasts. And as you'll see, the name of this podcast is called I Dropped My Laptop. That's right. Stupid me made a big mistake. I tripped on the cord of my laptop. It fell off the table and landed on the floor. It's a tough laptop. It's been through a lot and it just died, man. So unfortunately, I have not been able to do any podcasts recently, but I'm back here today. I've got all the software I need again. We're just going to kick things off, with a bit of news about WZWA. We've had some great shows recently. False Finish was a hell of a show. And a small show that we had just a few weeks ago, Bowl of Mixed Nuts. Hell of a show. And just skimming through the results. We started off with Kai Fusion defeating Big Red Ryan Tate. These two have just got great chemistry. And the continuation of the Ryan Tate, Lila and Blade feud. It's been very entertaining for all of us. And can't wait to see where it leads to next. From there, DK Joker retains the Backyard Championship over Steel Kemsley. Great showing for DK Joker. This was the first show that he really got to put over his new heel character. And him and Steel went out there and had a very physical match. And, things they probably could have improved on. But all in all, it was a great little battle between the two. Big Ace defeating Emilio in a squash match. Not much to say there. Just giving Ace a little bit of a momentum going into the next show where he faces Steel Kemsley. And from there, Rex Regum and Jack Wallace teaming up for the first time in 4 years or something like that, 5 years, whatever it was that they said. They teamed up in this, what I would say goes down as one of the most important matches in WZWA history. The two originals, Regum and Wallace, defeated Luke Monet and Antilochus, a battle of all the originals. In this great tag team match that they had, Regum got Antilochus to tap out to the Indian Deathlock. What a great tag team match that was. And really looking forward to seeing where we go in the next few shows with Rex Regum and Antilochus, and along with Luke Monet. And Antilochus also going after Mykonos in the 2 championships he holds at the moment. Myself, I was not in the best physical shape on the day. I had recently hurt my back at work. So I just competed in a squash match, destroyed Colin in like 2 minutes, if that. I guess you look at that match, a bit of a waste of time, but I wanted to compete on the show. From there, Blade Shaw defeats Night Stalker Daniel Johnston in a very physical battle between the two. I think they can do better, but I thought it was a great match, and, Blade got the shit beaten out of him. DJ got the shit beaten out of him. What more could you want, really, to see both of those guys get the shit beaten out of one another. In the main event, Mykonos and Kilowatt Chaos. Great match for the heavyweight championships, both being on the line. Wins with the Gallic gun over Chaos. And once again, he was supposed to face Three Dog. This will be now the second show in a row that Three Dog has missed, where he was supposed to main event against Mykonos for the heavyweight championship to end their feud. And unfortunately, don't know where Aaron's head's at the moment. He said he couldn't stop pooing that day. So, if you can't stop pooing, there's not really much you can be angry at. If they got brown poo, like, just coming out of their ass and it won't stop coming out of their ass, then, I understand. It's not very good. Three Dog's got one more chance at Frostbite. He's facing Jack Wallace in a matchup hopefully he shows up. Really would love to see him there. And I think Mykonos, the main event, once again, great title defense. I think Mykonos has really proved so far he's been one of the best WZWA heavyweight champions that we've ever had. And I'm very proud to see him doing so well as champ. From there, the next news is we're having a Commissioner's Cup tournament on the 17th of July. And it should be a hell of a tournament, one-day tournament. We kick off the show with, I believe it's eight singles matches. Then the 8 people that advance to the semi-finals all compete in a fatal 4-way match. Two fatal 4-way matches, sorry. And then the winner of either fatal 4-way matches goes to the finals for a one-on-one contest. And we're getting a big trophy made, so it's going to be pretty cool. I've always wanted to do, a singles tournament. We did the trios tournament last year, which was great, but I don't think we can top it. So we're going with this Commissioner's Cup thing for this year. And in some great news, Daredevil Brian Lowe, former heavyweight champion, will be competing in the Commissioner's Cup tournament. And he will be in the first round matchup against DK Joker. And that should be a fantastic match. So from there, you got Johnny V in the Commissioner's Cup, Blade Shaw, Ryan Tate facing a mystery opponent. Who knows who could it be? It's going to be exciting for all. It's going to be a surprise. So I hope people dig it. Wicked Nick James is supposed to be making his in-ring debut for WZWA at the Commissioner's Cup, and he's supposed to face his brother Daniel Johnston, but I don't know where his head's at the moment. Wicked Nick has just been, since earlier this year, I want to do wrestling. I want to wrestle for WZWA. I want to do it, and he's missed the first 3 shows he's had the opportunity to debut on. Some for, reasons beyond his control. Some, I think, some reasons I think he could have made it, but he couldn't be bothered or whatever. But fair enough, he lives in Bunbury. It's, several hour drive, so I guess that would be annoying. But at the same time, if you're going to commit to something, commit. We also got Rex Regum against Steel Kemsley in a rematch from a very highly regarded match they had last year on one of our episodes of Backyard TV. And also, I will be taking on Big Ace in the first round. And I think Antilochus versus Jack Wallace will be another match. And as well as Kai Fusion versus Kilowatt Chaos for the first time. So those should be some great matches at the Commissioner's Cup tournament. Certainly looking forward to it. Some people have been contacted to participate in the tournament. I contacted Acid, the Backyard Gangstar, former GBYWN Australian heavyweight champion, but he made it clear that he didn't want to wrestle anymore, which was a shame. I really thought maybe he might be interested in coming in and having the odd match here and there, but he decided not. He doesn't want to come back, so that's fine. In more news, I recently contacted Tim Justice about making a return to the WZWA. I wanted Tim to compete in the Commissioner's Cup tournament, but Tim has made it loud and clear that he is unable to wrestle in backyard wrestling at the moment. Tim made a surprise return to the ICWS in at a show called All About That Bass about a month and a half ago or something. Anyway, as many out there know, Tim used to be in the professional ranks in Explosive Pro Wrestling. So I think he got a little bit of flack from some of the EPW guys for going back to backyard wrestling. Not really sure why it matters. Tim obviously has, no real plans to go back to pro wrestling. So if he wants to go and have fun with his friends, then why not just let him do it? Who cares? It's not like it's going to give EPW a bad image. I mean, he wore a mask. No one knew it was him anyway. So if he goes back to backyard wrestling, no one's going to be like, oh, that's that Tim Justice guy. That Tim Justice guy was Koala Mask. Well, obviously, if they listen to this, then they'll know. But, the diehard APW fans don't watch our product. And if they do, then I don't know why. But, I think it's just sad that Tim can't have fun with his friends. That's all. If he's so concerned about it, then he shouldn't have done the ICWS thing. If it was that big of a deal, he shouldn't have done it. But, nonetheless, we're going to take a quick break. And we'll be back with you. Actually, no. Don't need to take a break. I've just found my next news update. Good. Okay, so another bit of news for the WZWA. Arthur Aries has left WZWA. He will be hopefully coming back by the end of the year, start of next year. Unfortunately, Aries just couldn't... His heart wasn't into it at this moment. He's busy with studies. He's busy with school. He's busy with work. He just got engaged. The ripe old age of 17. He's a tag team champion. I booked AAA to become the tag team champions at Resolution, and unfortunately, Aries hasn't shown up to the 3 shows after winning the championship, which now is just like, I really hate when I book someone to win a championship and then suddenly they're not interested anymore. Acid was one of them. That one really irks me. But Aries, I hounded him. I gave him an ultimatum. I was like, this was a while back. I said to him, dude, do you want to be known as that guy that popped in for a cup of coffee and was forgotten about because he couldn't commit? Or do you really want to be part of something special? Do you really want to be a part of WZWA? Because you're not proving it to me right now because you keep missing shows, you keep coming up with excuses. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't, then let's just say goodbye now and forget about it. Anyway, after a long thought that he put into it, he decided, no, I really do want to be a big part of this. I do want to wrestle for WZWA. And he showed up quite frequently by the end of last year. And I was really happy with how things are going with Aries. Once again, we had a little bit of a break after Resolution, and obviously his life got busier. So here's hoping that Aries, you do come back, and this time you come back for a good run. So see how that goes. But some other news that came up because of Aries leaving was, him leaving leaves the Tag Team Championships up in the air. So we've decided that Ace will now get to choose his tag team partner that will take the reign over from Arthur Aries. So that will be revealed within the next few shows. And I've got to say, Ace, I'm very happy with him. He's been improving so much, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what else comes of Big Ace in the WZWA, now that he is currently the sole owner of both the tag team titles. From there, I guess I will talk a bit about ICWS. That's another federation that's going on in the same state. I've been very happy that ICWS has come back. We had that first show back. I think I might have talked about it on here. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I said that it was coming up, but I never got to actually talk about it. But ICWS came back. I main evented against the champ, Kilowatt Chaos, in the main event. Got my ass handed to me. But, I dished it out as well. But I really was happy with that match and looking forward to where things were going. They had a smaller show in between that show and the next one, which I already mentioned before, all about that bass. And the latest show was, what was it called? ICWS The Dream. That's right, it was in dedication to Dusty Rhodes. It seemed like I was supposed to be facing a certain someone, and then they dropped out. So then I was supposed to face someone else, and they dropped out, and then the next person didn't show up. So finally, the fourth opponent I was given was Jack Wallace. So Jack and I went out there. We just had a good little back and forth battle. I think he and I are starting to really have good matches with each other. So I was quite happy with that match. And I think ICWS is off to a good start. There are a lot of things that need improving. Booking needs to be tightened up a bit. People need to be cutting more promos, I think. But, obviously character development will come with time. You can't be too negative after only, 3 shows. But, they've been plagued by people not showing up. They've been plagued by people not committing. And that's a shame. It really is, because I think, the booker, Daniel Johnston, really loves it. But he gets himself so wound up and stressed out during the shows that, I think it ruins the fun for him. So I think, if you're going to do ICWS, then commit. Just like I said to Aries, either commit or don't. And give a clear answer. Don't keep umming and ahhing about it. Give DJ a real clear answer, yes or no. If you're really interested, then you'll be there. But don't mess him around, because, it's not fair on him. And it's hard. It's hard. I mean, I think DJ's stressed out with the small roster that he's working with now. I think he probably doesn't envy what I have to go through every, month or so, trying to organise 20 or so people to be at the same place at the same time. Just, despite the fact that people are going out more, because some of the guys are becoming, of age, 18 years old, going out and stuff, so they're more interested in, going out and partying. People have work commitments, study commitments. There's a lot of things at play now, which is what ended XCW, back in 2004 for a couple-year hiatus. Just study, work, people get more different interests and all that. So coming into, 2015, it gets more and more difficult trying to line up dates, but now we're doing it only once every 2 months. It's, it's helpful now that we have a bit more of a gap between the shows, because I can really line up a solid date for everyone to be there. Okay, well, I'll probably talk for a couple more minutes here. It has been a while since I have, done a podcast. And I want to talk about Phaser. Phaser got injured in football practice, in a football game or practice. He messed his knee up pretty bad. So I am hoping that we can have Phaser on the shows in the next few shows to give us an injury update for all of us, and maybe cut a promo on someone. At least be involved in some way. I think Phaser has a bright future in WZWA if he does come back. I hope he does, because, he's only really just begun. And he still hasn't come into his own yet. And I think he could be a breakout star once he does come back. From there, I will talk about Frostbite for the last piece of this podcast. I will talk about Frostbite, and, well, it should be an amazing show. I mean, really. You got such a great card. Jack Wallace, along with his tag team partner in this new Team 1990 Awesome, Daniel Johnston, his first test in DJ's School of Wrestling against Three Dog, the biggest guy in WZWA. Should be a huge David versus Goliath type battle, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes down. Big Ace versus Steel Kemsley. Now, these two had a match at Hard Time 3 in 2014, and to be honest, it wasn't a very good match. I think I made a mistake putting two new guys against one another, and that started off the infamous promo where DJ came out, slapped Steel in the face, and said, you need some guidance, you need to be put on the right path, I will get you there. And look what happened now. Steel is so much better. Ace has done a bit of work, with DJ as well. So now DJ's, guess his protege, Steel Kemsley, was former protege. So now, he's doing really good. So I'm really expecting a bit of a improvement on both sides with Ace and Steel this time around. Of course, there will be a Heartbreakers reunion. Myself and Johnny V will be reforming our tag team, the Heartbreakers. We will likely be facing Emilio and Colin, the two masked guys. And just tag teaming with John again is so fun. And I really enjoy doing it. Every time the Heartbreakers teamed up, it was always fun. It's always something to laugh about afterward. We muck around a little bit when we team, and this should be very entertaining. We've got a big surprise for everyone coming up at Frostbite. So it's not just an old Heartbreakers reunion, it's a legit Heartbreakers reunion, and everybody knows that the Heartbreakers weren't just two people. I'm just saying that. There is, Luke Monet challenging JD Flame. Will JD Flame finally come out and accept the challenge of Luke Monet? Never seen these two battle. Should be a great match if it does happen, but who knows? Maybe the commissioner has got something up his sleeve. For the first time ever, finally, the Excellence of Extreme Nick Ariel will be taking on Blade Shaw. Two of my friends from back in the day in XCW, they never wrestled throughout 10 years in XCW except once in a 6-man tag team match where Blade gave Nick a powerbomb and that was it. They haven't touched since, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's probably the match that I anticipate the most on the show because just seeing them actually wrestle one another is just my mind will be blown just to see them actually hook it up. For the first time ever in Australian Backyard Wrestling, a mixed tag team match featuring Big Red Ryan Tate and Lila against the Cannibal Dan Zeppelin and Alice. Who knows what's going to happen in this? I mean, I don't even know if Alice is keen to do this match. I mean, she probably won't do much, but it's basically a glorified handicap match, but we'll see what goes down. You all know I'm going to throw a swerve in there somewhere, as if you weren't going to go into that, not expecting there to be some sort of swerve. Something's going down, so just watch out. Backyard Championship. Finally, these two, after Joker turned his back on Kai Fusion, finally they're going to hook it up at Frostbite for the Backyard Championship. Stipulation yet to be announced by DK Joker, the new champion. And I'm really looking forward to this feud. It's already off to a good start. And I think everyone knows that Joker and Fusion are going to go out there and steal the show. Number one contendership match for the Heavyweight Championship. Rex Regan finds himself in a number one contendership match after defeating the number one contender Antilochus to become the number 2 contender. But Kilowatt Chaos also recently defeated Dark Ice. So you've got two guys who are right up there on the brink of the main event. Chaos just challenged Mykonos for the Heavyweight Championship, but he wants to be up there again. You got Regan, who I don't believe since the inception of the Aston Crude era of WZWA. I don't know if he did before, I can't remember. But this will be the first time that Rex Regan could ever challenge for the Heavyweight Championship. Chaos did it last show. Maybe it'll be, Chaos. Maybe it'll be Regan. There's a lot on the line here. And to see Rex challenge for the Heavyweight Championship will be something different. To see Chaos get back up there, who knows what will happen? With the 3-dog situation with Chaos and Mykonos, that's all intertwined. Really exciting stuff coming up in the Heavyweight Championship division. And of course, the main event, Mykonos defends his championship against the hardcore superstar, the GBYWN World Hardcore Champion Antilochus. And we all know that that's just going to be off the charts. The last time they wrestled, it was great. This is going to be great. And you got Luke Monet in there as well, because he's got a problem with Mykonos because he wants the championship. Antilochus has got a problem with Mykonos, but Regan's got a problem with Antilochus. And Three Dog has got a problem with Mykonos. Three Dog also has a problem with Chaos. But Chaos also wants a title shot. And who knows, maybe Regum and Chaos might have a problem after their heavyweight championship number one contendership match. There's a lot of shit going on, and Frostbite's going to be a hell of an event. July 4th, 2015. Looking forward to it. And that was the GBYWN Australia podcast. I did break my laptop, but I'm back and I'm better than ever, daddy. Thank you for listening, and I will speak to you all next time, when I'll hopefully do my second part of my interview with Big Red Ryan Tate. It's been a long time coming. Hopefully I can get it done within the next week. Thank you for listening, everyone, and I will speak to you all very soon.